¿Qué tal amigos? ¿Cómo están? Ricardo López Juárez aquí en el Club Atlético de Los Ángeles y es un increíble honor estar aquí en compañía de la mujer del momento, la atleta del momento en el país y a nivel mundial. Kaylin Clark, what an incredible honor to be here with you. How are you?
Good, thanks for having me.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Wooden Award recipient for the second time, National Player of the Year, 2 times in a row. How does it feel for you, like the excitement about the future right now?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely excited. It was a special year. Just everything that happened within women's sports and the way women's sports grew, especially women's basketball, and getting to be a part of that and making it back to the national championship game. Obviously, we went to back-to-back Final Fours. But it's definitely a quick turnaround, obviously, as I'm turning pro and going to start a new chapter in my life. But it's something I'm looking forward to and I'm excited about. And, a quick turnaround, but, these are the moments that are super special. So just soaking in and enjoying it.
Are you sleeping nicely?
Yeah, I am. I am.
A little anxious, maybe?
Yeah, I came out to LA, so I get 2 hours back. So I slept good last night.
I need to ask you, have you injured your hands?
Have I insured my hands?
Yeah,
No, but maybe I should. I like that question.
Maybe a good idea, right?
You're onto something.
Hey, what is the price for a player, for an athlete like you, to have done all what you have done, all these achievements? I guess it's a lot of sacrifice and discipline, but is there a price that you can share with us and the people who are watching this?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, obviously to play on this level, there is a lot of sacrifice, like you said, and I think the biggest thing is enjoying every single second, but also working really hard. That's why you're in these moments, and there's things that you have to give up in life, but then there's also a lot of really cool opportunities that you get to have through sport. And that's something that I, have been lucky enough to enjoy, and my family's been able to enjoy, and my teammates. So I think that's just the biggest thing.
45 records that you set in women's college basketball, so many awards and global admiration. Why is special or important for you to be here as a recipient of the Wooden Award?
Yeah, I think the Wooden Award is just so first class in everything that they do, but also, it embodies an entire student athlete, from, the character you have to your academic success to obviously your athletic success. I think, that's kind of the way I was raised by my parents growing up, is there's so much more to life than just basketball, whether it's how you treat your friends, whether how I treated my brothers, whether I did good in school. That was always something that, I had to have done first before I was able to play sport or have an opportunity to go to practice or things like that. So I think that's the thing about the Wooden Award, is it looks at the entire student athlete. And obviously, playing college sports, you got to have good grades to be able to play. And that's something that's super important. And I think that's just why the Wooden Award kind of sets itself apart from, a lot of other awards.
You mentioned being a student. What is harder, to be an All-American basketball player or All-American student like you are?
Probably, honestly, that's a tough question. They're both equally hard in their own regard. Honestly, maybe an All-American student. That's really hard to do, because you're trying to balance academics and give it everything you have. But at the same time, you have basketball, you have practice. It's you're basically working a full-time job at that point.
Brent and Anne, your father and your mother did an incredible job with you, Kelly. But where does the love for basketball come from for you?
I think the biggest thing is I just grew up playing all different types of sports, whether it was soccer, whether it was basketball, whether it was tennis. I ran track. I just tried everything. I loved being active. I had an older brother, and I wanted to be like my older brother. So whether he had basketball practice or whatever practice he had, I wanted to go with him. If he was out in the neighborhood playing sports, I wanted to do that with him. So I say my older brother was a huge inspiration for me. My dad played sports in college. There was just so many people I grew up wanting to be like, and then they were involved in sports. So it was really all I knew. It's what I wanted to do too. So I would say that's the biggest thing of what inspired me, or what how I wanted to get into sport, was just those people that I was around every single day.
You elevated women's college basketball, and the expectation is that you will do the same in the pros, in the WNBA. Talk about the challenge that you are facing. A lot of people have a lot of expectations. Does that feel like more extra pressure for you?
Honestly, I feel at this point in my career, there's been pressure over the course of the last 2 years. So I don't feel it's any added pressure. I think the biggest thing is I've gone about my business every single day the same way I have when I was, in high school. Just work hard, have fun, have a lot of confidence. And I think that's where, it all stems from, is the work that I put in. And You know, I know there's a lot of eyeballs on me and a lot of eyeballs on, you know, whether it was the Iowa women's basketball team, and now obviously as I'm moving on, hopefully the same eyeballs continue, but I don't really feel it as a sense of pressure. Like, I feel it like as something that's exciting and it's fun, like, you know, something that I get to embrace, and, you know, something a lot of people don't have an opportunity to get to do. So I'm just super fortunate, more than anything.
3,951 or 18.7? Which number is more important and special?
18.7, come on.
That are millions or
Millions.
the ratings
Yeah.
for the women's championship game, and that's because of this great lady. What's the most famous or the most nice congratulatory message that you have received in the last few days or weeks?
Gosh, I've gotten a lot. It's hard. I think it's been fun to like go through all of them. You know, whether it's like celebrities and famous people, or whether it's, you know, people I grew up playing sports with who I haven't talked to in a long time. Like, it just puts your life into perspective of like where you started and where you are now, and to be thankful for the entire journey. You know, and just obviously my family too. Like, they got to experience all this with me. So I can name like a million people. But I think just the biggest thing is like I've tried to get back to every single person that has reached out and supported me along the way, because, you know, I never take any of that for granted. And I'm just super lucky and fortunate to have such a great support system and fans all across the country, all across the world that, you know, have loved every single second of what I've been able to do at the University of Iowa. And I hope that continues at the next level as well.
We love to see Sabrina Ionescu challenging Steph Curry in the last All-Star game. Everybody can see you there in the All-Star game. Are you looking forward to be there? Looking forward for that?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think I'm definitely excited for the WNBA season. And like you said, Sabrina's like a person I grew up idolizing and watching, like her game. Like, I try to model my game after her, and in Steph as well. Like, Steph's incredible in everything that he does. And obviously he's loved here in California. So I think both those people are definitely people that I grew up watching, and two people that have reached out and supported me along my journey. You know, so hopefully I can, you know, be up there alongside them one day. That would be pretty cool.
I know a WNBA is going to be a great challenge. It's going to be, I'm sure you're going to be just like stellar in the pros. But I wonder, do you feel like you can play with NBA players?
No, I mean, the NBA is a different league. I would never be able to play in the NBA.
How about the empowerment of women that you have been part of in this process? You as an athlete and other women in other fields.
Yeah, I think that's...
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's like one of the coolest things about the course of my journey is like, I hope that I didn't just empower people to play basketball, women to play basketball. I hope I, you know, allowed all young girls to dream big and whatever they want to do. That's always what I've been able to say is like, you know, whether you want to be a doctor, or you want to be a vet, or you want to be an artist or a musician, whatever you want to be, like, I hope I inspired you to dream and go after whatever you want to do, because that's exactly what my parents did. They never held me back from anything. Obviously, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of, you know, passion, and you have to sacrifice a lot of things that maybe other people aren't to get where you want to go. But I think that's the biggest thing is like, I hope I inspired people to, you know, go after whatever they want and hopefully achieve it one day.
What have you learned in the last 2 years, and maybe especially the last few months about you and your success?
I think the biggest thing over the course of the last 2 years, and even over the last year, I think just soak in every single second, because it all goes so fast. I think like I look back and I feel like I was just a freshman in college, and now I'm graduating, and my life has changed a lot, and the way people have supported women's basketball has changed a lot. So that's how I've kind of tried to live my last year, my senior year, is like look around, like take in every single moment. Like, these moments are really special, and yeah, that's the biggest thing is like just soak it in, never take anything for granted.
Kaylin, out there is a girl or a young boy struggling mentally, emotionally, physically. What message can Kaylin Clark send to all these kids that today maybe are not doing very well?
I think the biggest thing is like lean on your support system. That's what has, you know, allowed me great success too, is like I'm not here by myself. Like, that's not, you know, what this has been for me. There's been good days, there's been bad days, there's been highs, there's been lows. Not everything has been, you know, rainbows and perfect. And I think that's just life. Like, there's hard moments in life, and just relying on the people around you, whether it's your parents, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a coach, whether it's, you know, whoever, a sibling, a friend. I think that's the biggest thing is like there's so many people around to support you and to rely on that. That's what I've done throughout my career. That's what I've done throughout my life. And I would say like that's my biggest message to kids out there.
will be your legacy from now and into the future bigger than your legacy of the past until this day?
Yeah, I mean, I hope my legacy continues to grow. I think that's that's always your dream and your goal. You never want to stop where you're at now. Like you continue to strive for more. And obviously, that's one of the reasons I decided to leave college and go to the WNBA. Is like I feel like I'm ready for a new chapter. I think I'm ready for a new challenge, and you hope you give it everything you got, inspire a lot of people along the way, and continue to leave a positive legacy that will impact young girls and young boys for generations to come.
Do you speak some Spanish?
Not really, I'm sorry.
Can you maybe say hola amigos?
Hola amigos.
She's Caitlin Clark. She's a goat. She's a powerful woman. Where did you find your strength to go every day through all these challenges in your still young career?
I think having a good perspective on sports is what has allowed me to work through every single challenge that I faced. For me in my life, like basketball isn't the end all be all. I think there's just so much more to life, and I don't find validation whether however many points I scored or whether how many basketball games I played. Like for me, it's just having fun, enjoying it. Like at the end of the day, it's just a game. I could stop playing basketball right now and be just as happy of a person and go about my life and do other things. And I think that's what I always try to remember. But that's also how I was raised. Is like, sports isn't, the end all be all. It's not what should make you who you are. It's just something that you do and you love doing. And I think that's what it's allowed me a lot of success in my career too, is like, I don't put my whole, I don't know, like I give everything I have to basketball, but it's not what makes me at the end of the day. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Finally, which I consider very important question, what would you like to see in America to make this a better country?
I think just more love and peace. I would say that's the biggest thing. I think there's just so much like hate in the world right now. I think just everybody appreciating everybody for who they are and loving on one another. I think that's how I've always tried to go about my life and how I was raised. And I would say that's the biggest thing.
It's surprising to see in this social media all this hate and negativity about everything.
Yeah, I think that's just social media for you. I think being able to get off that. Social media is not really the greatest place to ever be on. I think that's something that I've tried to do over the course of my career, is not be on social media too much. And you never want to find your validation from people online. You should care about the people in your circle that, I always said, like, I only care about the opinions of my family and the people inside of our locker room and my teammates, my coaches. That's really all that I concern myself with. And if you live like that, you'll be in a really good spot.
Steve Perry, Guy Fieri, Lord Byron, and you were born on the same day, February 22.
Yeah.
And you cook like Guy Fieri. You make noise like Steve Perry.
Yeah, that's funny.
And you do poetry in the basketball court.
Thanks.
Like Lord Byron.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Hasta la próxima.